During my physical last year, I felt really proud of myself. My blood pressure was good, my cholesterol had improved, and I'd been keeping up with my morning walks. When the doctor asked about my activity and diet, I smiled and told him about my breakfast routine. 2 eggs every morning, whole wheat toast, maybe some fruit. He said that it was a good start, but that something was off. Apparently, I had lost a huge amount of muscle over the past year. I was confused. But doctor, I eat eggs every single day for protein. He set down his clipboard and looked at me seriously. Eggs are fine, but they might not be giving you even a quarter of the protein to prevent what I'm seeing here. From then on, I realized I had been going about my protein all wrong. Eggs were not the solution. It turns out eggs only provide about 13 grams of protein per 100 grams. In fact, we get just 6 grams of protein from a single egg. Not bad, but nope, definitely not the best. But what if I told you that there are foods that provide 4 or even 5 times more protein than eggs? Today, I'm going to explain 10 protein powerhouses that will help keep your muscles firm and functional when it's 60. Just so you know, they come with some extra benefits you'd never find in eggs. Let's start with Greek yogurt. You've probably heard it's good for you, but no one told you it works magic on your muscles. You see, most older adults don't know just how much muscle-supporting protein is packed into the non-fat, super-strained Greek yogurt. Compared to 6 grams from eggs, this yogurt gives you 9 grams of protein. Nearly double the protein with none of the extra fat that comes with eggs. So what makes Greek yogurt so unique for seniors? Well, it all lies in how it is made. This yogurt is filtered not once, not even twice, but 3 times, removing much of the liquid whey and lactose. If you're lactose intolerant, you could conveniently take this yogurt. Just think of it as a big box of protein disguised as dessert. In fact, a 2019 study found that seniors who consumed at least 20 grams of dairy-based protein per day, like Greek yogurt, got 13% more muscle mass over 12 weeks, especially when they paired it with regular walking. You might want to ask why Greek yogurt is this magical. It contains both whey protein that rapidly provides amino acids to your muscles and casein that provides a good stream of muscle-building materials well into the afternoon. Combined, these two have more muscle-building properties than a dozen eggs. As long as you're picking the plain, non-fat version, trust me, you can't go wrong with Greek yogurt. I know this might sound very weird, but spirulina, the blue-green thing that looks like pond scum, contains nearly 5 times more protein than a single egg. Yep, this dietary alga provides you with 57 to 60 grams of protein for every 100 grams of it you take. Studies even show that up to 85% of its protein is bioavailable, meaning your muscles can absorb and convert it into strength proteins more easily than it does animal-based proteins like meat. Believe me, this could just be the ultimate hack for vegans. Let me explain something. Spirulina provides you with all 9 essential amino acids, including a generous dose of leucine, the amino acid that tells your muscles that it's time to rebuild. Without enough leucine, your body will just burn your proteins for energy instead of repairing your muscles. This is exactly what happens when muscle mass reduces. Think at this point, we could call leucine our wonder amino acid. Seniors need around 2.5 grams of leucine per meal to help build muscle, and spirulina delivers enough. In fact, way more than 4 grams of leucine, and it gets better from here. Spirulina also fights off chronic inflammation, the silent enemy of muscle health in seniors. Your doctor probably told you that you've got a mild arthritis and an increased cholesterol level. Spirulina can help solve these issues. Just ask my friend Frank, an 81-year-old retired mechanic who started adding just 1 teaspoon of spirulina to his morning smoothie. 8 weeks in, he could work in his garage for longer periods without the crushing fatigue and joint aches that used to force him inside by noon. Now you don't need to choke down spoonfuls of this green powder. Just blend a teaspoon into your morning smoothie with banana and walnuts. Alternatively, you can stir it gently into warm oatmeal right after cooking. For a fact, 1 teaspoon of spirulina daily definitely keeps muscle loss away. Next on my list is dried fish powder from lean white fish like cod. Fish powder provides a heavy 63 grams of protein for every 100 grams you consume. When water is completely removed from fish, especially cod. What remains is just a totally pure and highly bioavailable protein that seniors can take for increased muscle ability. It might seem odd consuming fish powder, but some studies say that seniors who consume dried cod powder daily got a 19% increase in their muscle mass in the space of just 10 weeks. Think about that for a moment. Nearly 20% more muscle without hitting the gym. Again, the magic lies in the leucine from the fish powder. You see, just 25 grams of this protein provides over 3 grams of leucine, well above what you need for your muscle growth. I should point out that you'd need to eat 4 to 5 whole eggs to get this same amount of leucine. Now, dried fish powder acts like a really strong amplifier that even resistant aging muscles can't ignore. Besides this, it's just really versatile. You can stir it into your soups, blend it into stews to add that fishy flavor, sprinkle it over mashed vegetables, or mix it into your oatmeal for a super proteinous breakfast. Oh, and it's shelf-stable, so you don't need to bother refrigerating it. A classic addition to our list are hemp seeds. A study found that seniors who included hemp seeds in their diets had better muscle retention, faster recovery after exercise, and a reduced tendency of getting tired after some strenuous work. Beside these, you get to sleep better just by consuming a good amount of hemp seeds. So what's the hemp seed magic? Well, these tiny seeds come with 32 grams of complete protein per 100 grams, and unlike many plant proteins that lack one key amino acid or the other, they provide all of the 9 essential amino acids in the exact amount your muscles need. See it this way. As we age, our bodies become more selective about the proteins they use, sort of like a picky eater for muscles. Hemp seed solves this and even offers more. For seniors, hemp seeds provide just the right balance of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in a 3-to-1 ratio, beating chronic inflammation before it even sets in. Luckily, they don't require any preparation, so if you don't exactly want to cook, you could just add a tablespoon to your smoothie and you're ready to go. Trust me, your muscles will stay healthy for a long time with this meal. You might know seitan as wheat meat, and while it sounds like a vegan meat lover mix, it is a protein-packed meal that stands neck and neck with the highest protein cuts of meat. But it's totally different from meat, lacking the saturated fat, the heaviness, and inflammation that comes with eating animal meals when we are 50 plus. A 100-gram meal of seitan provides you with around 39 grams of protein per 100 grams, just slightly higher than hemp seeds, but around 3 times more protein than the same 100 grams of eggs. By my research, seniors who included seitan in their diet maintain up to 21% more muscle than those who followed more traditional mixed diets. The reason? Their bodies could use the protein more efficiently, so you're better off consuming seitan with your smoothie than trying out Wagyu beef for muscle gain. You see, during its process, most of the starch and fiber in seitan are removed, so what you've got left is a concentrated and almost pure protein that your body can easily break down and absorb even as a senior. Think of it as protein that has been pre-processed so well that your body doesn't have to work so hard to get the nutrients. Now, seitan is very low in fat and carbohydrates, making it the best thing for seniors looking to prevent or treat diabetes, high cholesterol, or even weight issues. It is basically a protein diet without blood sugar spikes or extra calories. And its chewy, satisfying bite feels more like normal meat than any other plant-based meals. If you're looking to go from harder to digest red meats while still getting that meat satisfaction, you should try this. Slice up some seitan, then stir-fry or pan-sear it with garlic and olive oil. Grill it into beautiful strips and viola. Next up is Parmesan cheese. Always been a better option for protein than eggs. And Parmesan in particular is just outstanding. It's sitting untouched in your refrigerator right now. Parmesan cheese, specifically one aged for 12 to 36 months, contains up to 29 grams of protein per 100 grams, more than most cuts of beef and double the protein you'll find in eggs. So why is the aging process important? Well, it provides nutrients for seniors by breaking down large proteins into free and smaller amino acids, making it just so easy for our aging bodies to absorb and utilize. The bacteria did all the work. What's left for you is just to absorb it and use it to build muscles. The fact that older adults digest and use aged cheese nearly 30% more efficiently than proteins from causal meat sources does tell a good tale. You can build more muscle power per bite, and your body doesn't even have to face the digestive stress anymore. Besides, Parmesan is super rich in our wonder amino acid leucine, giving us over 1.5 grams in just 30 grams of cheese. If you're a senior who has to chunk down eggs just to get your bare minimum of leucine, you definitely have to try Parmesan cheese. You can just sprinkle it over warm vegetables for flavor and nutrition, fold it into egg dishes for a huge protein boost, or use it as a topping for your whole grain dishes. For older adults who struggle with appetite, Parmesan releases compounds that can help stimulate your appetite and almost coerce you to eat well. When you think of yeast, you might picture overly sugary pastries that can really be bad for seniors. However, what if I told you that yeast isn't all that bad? In fact, nutritional yeast provides as much protein for your muscles as does spirulina. You're about to be surprised. Nutritional yeast contains around 40 to 53 grams of protein per 100 grams, making it one of the best protein-packed meals you can find. Despite being pale and flaky, it gives us all 9 essential amino acids, including our wonder amino acid leucine. For seniors, it is very rich in B vitamins, especially B12, which becomes really useful as we age. Let me explain just how important B12 is. If you have a deficiency of this vitamin, you will experience a serious loss in muscle mass. That was my case a year ago. The B12 in nutritional yeast helps support our nerve function properly, helps us in producing energy, and also helps our body consume and use protein. Just think about it. Nutritional yeast gives you proteins and also provides you with the means to use that protein. What more could we ask for? The recommended daily serving is approximately 2 tablespoons. You don't need any major means of consuming it. Just sprinkle it over your warm vegetables, stir it into mashed potatoes, mix it into scrambled eggs, or just use it as a dairy-free alternative to Parmesan cheese on pasta and salads. With 20 grams of protein per 100 grams, tempeh is that one protein punch that goes way beyond what eggs offer. But what actually interests me here is how that protein is delivered to us. Unlike tofu, which is made from soy milk, tempeh comes from whole fermented soybeans, and its fermentation process changes everything from how it looks to what it provides. Besides making it easier for us older adults to digest, tempeh fermentation also provides extra nutrients that protect our muscle tissue from sarcopenia, which means muscle loss with age. There's also another good side to the fermentation process. It destroys toxic compounds that can stop our bodies from absorbing these nutrients. Technically, we could call tempeh the ultimate solution to our muscle loss issues. It provides everything you need to stay firm at 60. To get the best from tempeh, slice it thin and pan-sear with a splash of tamari. Personally, I use apple cider vinegar because it brings out that flavor without the need for heavy oils or sugar. Alternatively, you can crumble it into stir fries, layer it on your sandwiches, or add it to salads for that extra nutrient. Now that's a 10 out of 10 salads. You probably didn't expect quinoa to be on this list, but yep, it's a real protein bowl. Quinoa adds about 14 grams of protein per 100 grams. And while this is just 1 gram higher than the protein amount from the same 100 grams of eggs, you could add it to your diet as a small protein boost, something of a protein shot. Now, besides the protein value, let me surprise you. Quinoa is one of the best sources of complex carbs which can help your muscle grow faster. You might ask how this works. Well, while proteins help us build muscles, carbohydrates provide energy for muscle buildup. And without them, we'll just be eating proteins and giving them back out. For seniors like us, we need a good amount of carbs to help us make our proteins, and that's where quinoa comes in. It is just the perfect mix of carbs and proteins for our muscles. Believe me, the goodness does stop there. Quinoa also contains another super important amino acid, lysine, which helps our body repair muscle and absorb calcium. So how do you make a healthy dish out of quinoa? You could soak it overnight before cooking to reduce the toxic compounds. Then cook it in bone broth or a low-salt vegetable stock. And just for a touch of spice, I'll add a pinch of turmeric and black pepper. Believe me, it works wonders for muscles. And finally, number 10 on my list, pumpkin seeds. Giving us 19 grams of protein per 100 grams, pumpkin seeds pack nearly 2 times the protein you'd get from the same number of eggs. But these small green seeds, also called pepitas, give us something extra: muscle minerals. Besides being a protein pump, pumpkin seeds are probably the best plant sources of magnesium, iron, and zinc, the 3 main minerals that many older adults tend to lack but desperately need for muscle function. Magnesium is the mineral that helps us contract and relax our muscles, alongside calcium. Iron provides our muscles with oxygen, and zinc helps us create new muscles and repair old ones. Without these 3, even if you eat lots and lots of proteins, your body will not make any new muscle tissue. In fact, for seniors like us, our bodies will just keep on destroying its own muscles. It's like trying to build a house with lumber, but no nails, or screws, or even tools. Pumpkin seeds also provide arginine, an amino acid that helps improve our blood flow. Better circulation means we get more nutrients and oxygen to our muscles. And besides this, pumpkins actually help us clear our bloodstream of any clots. So yeah, it reduces your risk of a heart attack or stroke. To get the most from pumpkin seeds, stick to its raw, unsalted form to avoid the unnecessary sodium. Sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or grind them into a creamy seed butter that provides concentrated nutrition in an easily digestible form. You'd thank your stars if you give it a try. Now that you know these 10 protein mega meals, let's talk about how to actually incorporate them into your daily meal to stay fit even at 60. Consider starting your day with Greek yogurt topped with hemp seeds and a good sprinkle of that nutritional yeast. This combo provides you with all the essential amino acids and crucial B vitamins to get your muscles happy. For consistency, aim to eat at least 3 of these foods every day, rotating through the list throughout the week. If you're in your 40s or 50s and still working, you should try this too. Pack a small launch of Greek yogurt every 2 or 3 days and make sure to come home to a good meal, preferably one with Parmesan. Remember, your body does most of its muscle repair work while you're sleeping. So make sure to add a slow-digesting protein like tempeh or Greek yogurt with your dinner. Don't forget about hydration too. Your muscles are about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can impair their function and repair. Take at least 8 glasses of water daily, more if you're active or live in a warm climate. Oh, and I must emphasize, be patient with results. Don't think you just get muscular overnight. While some people notice increased energy within weeks, most significant muscle changes take 2 to 3 months of consistent protein intake combined with regular activity like exercise. If you take medications, especially blood thinners, you should speak to your healthcare provider before trying out any significant dietary changes for muscle growth. You definitely don't want to have low blood pressure while you are taking an excess of proteins. Besides, some foods like hemp seeds contain natural compounds that may interact with certain medications we seniors use. Now remember, muscle loss isn't something you can stop, especially since it is a normal part of aging. Still, you can maintain a good muscle mass, enough to keep you looking fit in your 60s or even 70s. Your legs can carry you further, your arms can lift more, and your need for a walking cane wouldn't even happen for years. As long as you give your body the proteins it's asking for, you definitely have a good shape. Start small and make sure to stay consistent. Your muscles are never too old for a good meal. Follow us for more health tips. We'll catch you later.